Yo guys, it's Flourish and I'm back with another video. Welcome to my channel. And in today's video I'm going to discuss a couple stuff. I'm going to discuss my cream, let you guys know a little bit about that before we start off. Then I'm going to discuss steroids and the impacts of it. And the last thing is how to come off it. So yeah, I'd just like to start off by saying thanks to everyone who's been sharing, retweeting, reposting. Thanks for all the messages, support. If you've messaged me and I haven't got back to you, I'm sorry, but I've been getting a lot of messages. I'm trying to get back to everyone. I'm gonna try to answer as much questions as possible through lives and whatnot. And yeah, so first things first, with my cream that I produce, it includes different things. For example, it includes like a wart healing plant, which is good for skin, sunburns and whatnot. Then it includes other stuff like shea butter, blah blah blah, and some oils and different things. I'll put all the ingredients on the product because obviously it's the legal requirements, and I'm going through all the legal processes. So right now I'm currently getting the safety assessments done, which is why I haven't been releasing it to everyone. But once that gets done, which takes a couple weeks, and all my tests and whatnot, and it's like basically ready to go out, I'll start selling it onwards. But for now, I'll drop the link of the landing page below so everyone can put their emails and details to subscribe. And if you keep in touch with my Instagram and my YouTube, I'll continuously put updates. Basically every week what I'm going to do is, or every 2 weeks, I'll post at least 1 or 2 videos in regards to skin and healthcare, and basically just try to help everyone improve, or very minimum maintain their condition until my product comes about. So yeah, that's that. Also, one thing that's delayed me in terms of my product is I didn't actually expect to get as much traction as I have so far, which means that I'm gonna have to basically contract out the manufacturing and basically get it made by a larger manufacturer. So when I sort out all of that, again, a couple weeks, literally I'll start sending off my product to everyone who needs it. And I really hope that this could help change a lot of people's lives. So first things first, I wanted to say, whether you know or not, you should read the ingredients of everything you're putting on your skin, and obviously orally as well, in terms of tablets and whatnot by the doctors. I'm not gonna obviously badmouth it and say it doesn't work or whatever, but from personal experience, everything's from personal experience and experience of others that I've spoken to, steroids doesn't help you in the long term. It suppresses it. It has a lot of adverse effects. If you Google what's the benefits and what's the side effects of steroids, you'll realize if you weigh up the odds, it's definitely not worth it, all from my personal experience and the experience of others. There's something called Tsw Steroid Withdrawal, which is basically when you try to come off it, which is like why I'll explain how to come off it. But when you try to come off it, it doesn't end up good, because a lot of us has been conditioned to where our bodies become reliant and dependent on the steroids, and it's not good for us at all. So yeah, I wanted to let people know that there's a lot of creams that contain that we might not be aware of. So for a lot of Africans, for example me at one point, I know a lot of Africans buy and use a cream called Abido cream. I'm gonna put that on the camera somewhere. So a lot of Africans buy and use a cream called Abido cream, which obviously doesn't say on the actual product itself, but that actually contains a very strong dosage of steroids, hence why it reacts quite quickly in terms of it clears up your skin, because it's suppressing your immune system, thus stopping the external reactions of your body. And it's basically just making your body not show up signs and symptoms that you're still going through that problem. And at the end of the day, you want to treat it internally so it doesn't come back, and you want to treat it correctly. But by applying the steroid, even though you think it's just a cream, 80% of that steroid is still going into your body, and it's still doing the same thing that the oral steroids would do, suppress your immune system and whatnot. So when you think your skin's clear, you're saying, oh yeah, but the steroid did work or has worked, but as soon as I stopped it, it's come back but even worse. How can it work if as soon as you stopped it, it's come back even worse? 100% if something's working, I wouldn't suggest stopping it. But it's not like with the steroid, for example, it's like if you say to yourself, cool, it's working now, you know what, let me dosage down, then try to stop, it'll still come back because of the way the steroid works, because it's actually just suppressing and it's not curing or sorting out the internal problems, it's even weakening your immune system. you're meant to be boosting your immune system. This is an autoimmune disease. So at the end of the day, you suppressing and weakening your immune system doesn't make no sense. It doesn't help your condition. It doesn't even help in the short term, because at the end of the day, short term, you think your skin's clear, blah blah, it's deceiving you. So at the end of the day, it's not helping. So obviously that's literally like Abido. There's another cream called Triple Action. Literally, if you read the ingredients of the products you're using and Google it, you will see steroid. Then when you think your skin's clear and it looks good, stop that cream and just see what happens to your body. And at the end of the day, if you become so addicted and dependent on it because it is a drug, you're an addict at the end of the day. So when you want to stop, you're going to experience TSW, which is the steroid withdrawal. And obviously that is a very difficult thing to combat and beat, because obviously if you use it for 3, 4, 5 years, then you're on much more of a problem in it. And a lot of us don't realize we use it. Like with a lot of the creams they give us, betamazone, or I forgot to say it, Umavate, a lot of the creams, and they'll tell you, cool, even if you don't want to put it on your body, put it on your face. But shouldn't it be the other way around? If you don't want to put it on your face, put it on your body. At the end of the day, our face is the most like precious, I would say, place on our body, innit? So at the end of the day, why would you damage your face out of ever to damage on your body? It doesn't make sense to me, innit? If it makes sense to you, then that's your personal problem, innit? But to me, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's that. In terms of steroid withdrawal, obviously, even if you do want to buy my cream or change your cream to XYZ cream without a steroid, what I would suggest is, if you are on a steroid now, which if you don't know if you are, what you need to do is read the ingredients of literally read all the ingredients, Google it, it will come up. Google's your best friend. So literally read the ingredients, Google the ingredients. If it's a steroid, what you'd want to do is, depending on how long you've been on it, how much you like, what your dosage is and whatnot, depends on or determines how long it'll take you to come off. So obviously, from my personal experience, what I tried to do is, when I was using steroids, I had oral and topical. What I tried to do is, I tried to go from, for example, like at one point I was taking 6-7 tablets a day. I tried to go from 6 to 4 to 2, then stopping it within like week intervals, but my skin flared up right after that. So at the end of the day, what you could do in this situation, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on steroid withdrawal, so what you could do in this situation, ask a doctor for advice or do your own research. But I would say also get external advice, like get advice from multiple sources. Don't just ask Jim or Bob, ask Jim and Bob, because then you could weigh up their opinions and decisions. So at the end of the day, you want to see how long it will take you to come off the steroid. You don't have to stop it before you use your other creams. So for example, let's say it's a topical steroid and you cream it, you apply it 2 times a day. The doctor might suggest, cool, apply it 2 times a day for 2 weeks, then next week apply it 1 time a day, and then next 2 weeks after that you apply it basically a thinner layer or thinner coat, which is basically half a day and whatnot. And yeah, literally just from doing that, you could basically come off the steroid without major withdrawal symptoms. But whilst you're coming off, what you want to do is, let's say you want to use organic shea butter or unrefined shea butter, you still want to start using the shea butter as you're coming off, because then your body's going to get more and more used to this shea butter, and it'll basically just become easier to use and whatnot. And whether that's my cream as well, literally you want to start using it as you're coming off the steroid. So literally that's literally what you're gonna have to do, or what you're gonna have to try to do, at least to come off the steroid. Like I said, don't just do what you feel like it. Don't just try to rush off your steroid because you've googled it and become aware that XYZ is a problem. Literally take your time, obviously dosage down gradually, get advice from multiple sources. Again, like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't want to give anyone advice that I don't think is 100%. So I'm 100%, or I would say come off steroids, even if you think it's working for you, because it's not actually working. It looks or seems like it's working. So I would say come off steroids, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how you could come off steroids. 100% you dosage down and make sure it's gradual whilst implementing your new cream, like your new strategy, whether that's mine again or anything else, and then dosage up on that whilst you're dosaging down on steroids. And you want to take your time with everything in it. So literally you just have to fight through this, be confident, be consistent. That's one of the most important things, because a lot of people aren't consistent. They'll try something for a week, see it don't work, and then just stop it. But at the end of the day, if you just stop it, you're not going to see the results in it. Because for me, for example, it took 3 years for me to treat myself within the space of a week or so. So at the end of the day, if you're consistent, eventually your results will come. If you're inconsistent, you're never going to see the results in it. Like, quitters never win. So at the end of the day, that is the main aim. Like I said, I'll be doing more videos about skin. Comment below on what you want to see. I'll do Q&As as well, so just literally follow my Instagram, flourishforever1. I'll answer as much DMs as I can, like I said, but I've got a lot to go through, so it will be best for me to answer questions within Q&As, because a lot of people are asking the same questions. And yeah, like I said, again, in a couple weeks is when my cream will be released. Go to the landing page and subscribe and whatnot with your email. And yeah, thanks. In the meantime, whilst you're waiting for me to release my product, obviously I could suggest creams to you if you feel free to message me, or if you would like to message me. But off the top of my head, cocoa butter is alright for the body. I wouldn't use cocoa butter on the face because it clogs pores, because it's I forgot the word. And shea butter is also alright for the body or for the face. Obviously thinner layer on the face because it is a thick cream. And there's other creams or oils I could suggest, but it also depends on your skin and whatnot. Obviously the same way you would apply your cream, if you apply it 3-4 times a day, whatever cream you're on, you still want to apply these creams 3-4 times a day, or basically just apply it as it suits your need. If you itch, apply it, all of that stuff like I said in my other video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. So whatever situation you're in, if you're itching, if you're dry, if you just come out the shower, cream, because literally doing that is one of the most important things. And also, one thing I didn't get to say in my other video because it slipped my mind is cream. In terms of where you put your cream, if your cream can be stored in the fridge, as in like it's not going to change the texture or whatever, store it in the fridge. And in my cream, you can't really store it in the fridge. Well, you can, but it'll harden, and if you want to use it with a hardened texture, that's up to you. That's a personal preference. But if you can store your cream in the fridge and it doesn't change texture, or if you want to store your cream in the fridge regardless of the change in texture, do so, because that will be more cooling and soothing for your skin. So once you take it out of the fridge and apply it to your skin, it will be more cool, soothing, relaxing and whatnot. And obviously it relieves itch a lot more than a cream that's kept in the cupboard, or basically normal conditions in it, that's not on the window ledge or sunlight or whatever. So I also wanted to say, I know I'm getting a lot of views in it, but people need to subscribe in it. So if you want me to keep releasing a lot of educative content, funny content, whether you're here for entertainment, if you want me to keep basically pushing videos every week and consistently, don't just let my views be high, let my subscribers and likes be high. Also comment if what I'm saying or whatever does help you or does make a change. Make sure you literally basically comment to help others as well, because your experience could help others and sort out their situation or condition, because you could say, oh yeah, this works for me, this did it. And obviously the goal or the aim is to literally help as many people as possible in it. So yeah, make sure you comment, like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, obviously that's you in it. I don't want you to subscribe if you don't appreciate or like my content, but if you do, please subscribe. Yeah, thanks.